Hello teachers, and welcome to this virtual PD session with Brian Boutette. Today we're going to be looking at Minecraft EDU and a specific mod called Custom NPCs. And with this mod you can basically create a huge variety of non-player characters within the game, and through that we can create dialogue options and apply storyboards and different components of literacy in-game. And with that we can relate it to content. And I'll be delving into this with some examples in a moment. So let us begin. There's my name and my student ID for the purpose of this video. Now to begin this complex process, really it's not that complex, but we hit E, go to NPC wand, got that in my hand, right click on the ground. I've just created the non-player character. So with that, I'm just going to go ahead and call him Steve, because everyone loves Steve in Minecraft. So with that, we have our character, we have him named. You can do a whole bunch of other options with these tabs to customize your character, but we'll get into that in another video. So next, we're going to go to Global to make the character's content. So I'm going to hit Dialogue, and through there, we can already tell that there's a couple of examples. I'm going to go ahead and add a new one. I'll just keep this one called New, and through that, I'm going to go ahead and hit Dialogue. Now I'm in a subcategory. Now this will actually be the area where the text will be created. So I'm going to hit Add again, and we'll just call this one Hello. So with this, we have a couple of options. So we can have the NPC talk to us, and we can also have a response by the dialogue options from the student. So we're going to start off with the dialogue text by hitting Edit. I'm just going to say Hello student. Now this is a really simple example. You can become way more complex with this, as we'll see in a moment. And then I'm going to hit dialogue options, edit, and then we have a ton of options for responses. So I'm going to hit edit again. Through here I'm going to have the student reply hi, and we will give Steve the function of providing the student with a dirt block, just because we can. So if we reply with hi, it'll give us a dirt block, and if we reply with bye, I will make it so that the dialogue closes. So this is, the dialogue has now been made. Very simplistic for this purpose of this demonstration, but it'll get the job done. So now that we have that in place, I'm going to go to Advanced and apply the dialogue to our character. So I'm going to hit Dialogues, and you can see how there's no options really in here. So I'm going to hit Select Option, going to hit New, select Hello, boom, it's now enabled inside of Steve. So now I exit that and switch over to my main hand without anything in my hand, right click on Steve, and he pops up with his dialog box. We did it. So with that in mind, we have our two options. If I hit hi, he gives me a block of dirt. Thank you so much, Steve. Bye-bye, block of dirt. Next, I'm going to try the other option, hit buy, and it closes it as normal. So with that in mind, there's a number of different applications. I'm going to show you a scientific application for this. So I'm going to head over here to Mr. Newton, and as we've learnt in previous classes, Newton has some laws of motion, and with that in mind, this little activity that I would get students to do to remember the laws of motion would be to assign them a law and then get them to have the NPC tell us about the law and get us to perform an experiment in game. So with this, I right click on Mr. Newton, it says hello Mr. Newton as a response from the student, and then remember my third law of motion from class: an object at rest will remain at rest unless acted on by an unbalanced force. An object in motion continues in motion with the same speed and in the same direction unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. And then try this neat experiment by throwing this item and record how it follows the first law. So I'm obviously going to take this item. I have a snowball. So this follows kind of the properties of inertia. So if I were to throw this, we obviously have gravity exerting its force and pulling it back down. But the main idea that we want to get out of the first law that the student should be able to regurgitate and provide us with, and their recorded responses, would be that there's actually air even in the virtual space that is slowing down the momentum of the snowball, and there's also gravity as well influencing it. So instead of going off into space continuously for forever, it comes down to the ground and breaks. So that's one quick example there with the custom NPCs and relating it to literacy. And then we also have another quick example of Bohr's atomic model of hydrogen. We can create basically any element in here represented in this fashion, like a visual organizer. And you can have students perform this activity to get them to really remember the atomic model. So hopefully that inspires you to utilize Minecraft and provide a literacy component within Minecraft to your subject area. Hope you've enjoyed it very much, and keep on crafting.